begins with a smile. And walking into this hall and looking at the faces of everybody, virtually everybody, including our acting president, is smiling. That means we're heading towards peace. Let's please put our hands together for ourselves. The Niger Delta and indeed Nigeria needs peace to move forward. And today, the federal government has thought it necessary to come together with other stakeholders in the Niger Delta region to see the possibility of enthroning lasting peace in this region. Now, at this point, without taking much of our time, formally welcome on stage to present an address to formally welcome us to this occasion, no other person than the Secretary to Government of Bayelsa State, His Royal Highness David Serena Dakobo Smith. Can you please put down together for him as he comes on stage to welcome us?
Your Excellency, the Acting President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, Senior Advocate of Nigeria. Your Excellency, the Governor of Bayelsa State, the Honorable Henry Seriake Dixon. Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Bayelsa State, members of the National Assembly, honorable ministers here present, the Right Honorable Speaker, and members of Bayelsa State House of Assembly, my Lord, the Chief Judge of Bayelsa State, permit me to stand on already well-established protocol. Mr. Acting President, sir, on behalf of the government and good people of Bayelsa State, we heartily welcome you on this historic visit to our state. We extend our welcome in realization of the fact that a presidential visit is not an everyday event. A presidential visit only happens once in a long while. We extend our welcome to you because to us in Bayelsa, conviviality is second nature, as we always receive our compatriots with open hands. We extend our welcome to Your Excellency because for us, this special visit springs hope eternal. To put it in contemporary Nigerian lingo, it go bring better. The significance of this visit in these extremely austere times is not lost on us. You have come here today because love, just as we do. Come here today because by your professional pedigree, training, and persuasion, you are a veritable advocate of justice and fairness and propriety. You have come here today because you love Bayelsa State and the Ijaw Nation. And so, as you drive through the streets of Bayelsa, as you overfly the impenetrable and hard to develop mangroves of our state, as you inhale the noxious fumes that pervade our atmosphere, it is our fervent wish that these frightening challenges that we encounter daily in our lives will come to fore in your mind, and as acting president, in the mind of our beloved country, Nigeria. You are acclaimed to be imbued with an extraordinarily high degree of abhorrence for injustice or impropriety to anybody, wherever he or she may be. Therefore, Mr. Acting President, Your Excellency, Bayelsa expects. Bayelsa expects. Your Excellency, we appreciate you and thank you immensely for this timely visit, for this very thoughtful visit. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. God bless Bayelsa State and the Ijaw Nation. Thank you.
His Royal Highness Solomon Bakobospe. He is a lawyer, an administrator, a politician, and today he is the Secretary to Government of Bayelsa State. Shall we please once again put hands together for him? Next, we now go on to the presentations. It is my pleasure, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, to now invite to speak for 3 minutes. 3 minutes. When I say 3 minutes, please, let's make it 3 minutes for the sake of the schedule of our august visitor and special guest of honor, the acting president. 3 minutes is 3 minutes. Now I invite to speak on behalf of the Pan-Niger Delta Forum, PANDEF, here today representing our elder statesman, Chief Senator Dr. Edwin Clark, is Alawi Godric Bozimo. He will be joined on stage here by one of our best. I'm talking about Chief TKO Korochie. But of course, Godric will make the presentation while Korochie will stand by his side to give him some moral support, so to say. Let's please put hands together for them as they come on stage.
Your Excellency, the acting president of our great nation, the distinguished Professor Yomi Osibanjo, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, the Governor of our Ijaw State, and we're in the capital of the Ijaw State, the Jerusalem of the Ijaw people, and distinguished senators, honorable ministers, of course, our honorable Chief Judge of Delta, yes, and we permit me to rest on the already established protocol. First of all, let me congratulate you, Your Excellency, for being a man of your words. You promised us at Uporoga, when we appeared, you said you were going to visit all the coastal communities, and you've started doing that after Uporoga. We congratulate you. It augurs well for us as young people, and we have no doubt that the way we are going will arrive at the promised land. We want to make one simple observation, and we have a written presentation to be made by a son of the soil, our able leader here. I want to observe, sir, that it will be very desirable, and will appreciate it very much in the due course of this fact-finding exercise, that you go to the remote areas a bit. It will help us because you cannot come to Bayelsa State without visiting Olobiri. I thank you very much, sir.
His Excellency, the Acting President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, SAN, GCON. His Excellency, Honorable Chief Henry Sirake Dixon, Governor of Bayelsa State. May I, for the sake of time, rest on the well-established protocol. I am just going to read an brief address by our leader, Senator Dr. Chief E.K. Clark. We are delighted to welcome you once again to the Niger Delta region on the second leg of your fact-finding mission towards resolving the difficult challenges and the restiveness in the region. The first visit was to Delta State, where we had the unique opportunity of welcoming you into our midst, both in Akankoko, Aparamantu, and the Petroleum Training Institute Conference Center, on January 16, 2016. In that visit, you demonstrated the determination of the federal government of resolving the issues agitating the minds of the Niger Delta people. One way by which you intended to achieve this objective is by visiting some states in the region to have first-hand information. We thank you for keeping to your word, even at this time when your schedule is very tight. As the affairs of state rest squarely on your shoulders, since our beloved President, Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR is away in the United Kingdom on high ground. It is our earnest prayer that the President will soon return home, hale and hearty. Your Excellency, it is gratifying to note the warm dispatch with which handled the vexed issue concerning the process for the appointment of Honorable Justice Walter Samuel Nkanu Onegen as substantive Chief Justice of Nigeria. This is an issue almost assuming an unhealthy dimension. We thank Your Excellency for listening to the voice of reason and sending the Justice Onogen's name to the Senate for confirmation. Your Excellency, the issues of pandemic presented to Mr. President on the 1st of November last year is already well known to you. We do not have need to recap all of them. That is the 16-point dialogue issues that are already before you. But suffice it to say that the founded position remains the same, that it is time for the federal government to set up a team so that dialogue will begin in earnest. But I'm sure that will take place after you have visited the states. Your Excellency, Bayelsa State is the host state to Olobiri. The first oil well was drilled in February 1956. That is 61 years ago. As you are well aware, the level of federal infrastructural development, if any, does not reflect the historical importance of Bayelsa State as the cradle of oil economy in Nigeria. It is a sincere hope of Pandem that Your Excellency's visit today will change this pathetic condition of long neglect so that peace, prosperity, and security can return to the Niger Delta in particular and Nigeria in general. Your Excellency, we thank you and may God bless you.
It's done. It's done. Come me out.
Please let's put our hands together for our respected elders again, once again. Thank you. Please would like to re-emphasize, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, that when we come for our presentations, we observe the 3 minutes mark so we can listen to all the others who have their presentations. So it is 3 minutes and 3 minutes. Thank you. Next, we'll be inviting the president of the body that represents the interest of all Izons. He's the president of the Ijaw National Congress, Barrister Boma Oboporebo. Please put your hands together for him. He'll be joined here. They will be flanking him. Chief Apangolo, the vice president. We also have Chief Kalaiti, Engineer Chief Oraye, Chief Victoria Potoki, Chief Ken Ojowe, Chief Ogunkoro, Mr. Ken Robinson.
Your Excellency, the acting President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Osibajo, SAN, VCOM. Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Bayelsa State, Right Honorable Serake Henry Dixon, kindly permit me to rest on the already existing protocol. On behalf of the Ijaw ethnic nationality, we gladly join the government and good people of Bayelsa State, the Jerusalem of the Ijaw nation, to welcome Your Excellency and enter into this momentous occasion, which offers us a fresh and unique opportunity to express our concerns and interact as patriotic citizens of our great nation, Nigeria. We extend the goodwill of the Ijaw people of Niger Delta to Mr. President while prayerfully wishing him good health and quick return to the country. Acting President, sir, you are conversant with the geography of the coastal areas of the Niger Delta, predominantly occupied by the Ijaw people, the fourth largest tribal group in the country, located in 6 states, including Akwa Ibom, Delta, Bayelsa, Edo, Ondo, River State. We inhabit the most unfriendly and hazardous terrain of the deltaic area, and therefore, over the years, socio-economic empowerment, infrastructural and human capacity development have not been favorably disposed to us. However, God, in His infinite goodness and mercy, because of our peculiar terrain and problems, to enable us sustain and survive, endowed our lands with rich natural resources, including oil and gas. It was not a mistake that the first oil well was discovered in Oloibiri in 1956, which commercial production placed Nigeria on the world map as an oil-producing nation. This oil resource and credit to the magnanimity and noble predisposition of our citizenry has enriched the Nigerian nation to build sophisticated cities and towns. It has also made a great number of Nigerians exceedingly wealthy, except the Niger Delta indigents and citizens, whose environments, as well as means of livelihood, have been devastated. For us, the Ijaw people of the Niger Delta, it is an absurd contradiction. We have the highest oil-producing and bearing communities, but we suffer the worst neglect and underdevelopment in Nigeria. From Ibeno and Eastern Obolo in Akwa Ibom State to Arobo in Ondo State, the story is the same. Whilst the generation of elders accommodated this continued confluence of environmental degradation, economic deprivation, and infrastructural inadequacies, the younger generation considers it intolerable, suicidal, and therefore elected with survival instinct and exuberance to employ aggressive protestations. We note the impact of the activities of these agitated groups on the ecosystem of the region as well as on the national and regional economy. It is for this reason that royal fathers, elders, and leaders of the Joy Nation, as well as the leadership of the Joy National Congress, have continued to liaise with other key stakeholders, including former agitators in the region, to articulate platforms for the peaceful resolution of the sweltering issues. Acting President, sir, we wish to state that the Joy National Congress is in complete agreement with the Pan-Niger Delta Forum, PANDEF, on the 16-point demand presented to Mr. President during the leaders' meetings of November 1st, 2016. The 16 points embody the core and broad issues that concern all segments of the ethnic nationalities in the region. We urge the government to urgently consider the issues presented therein to address the evident socioeconomic imbalances and inadequacies for the attainment of sustainable peace and development. Acting President, sir, it is in this light that we heartily commend and congratulate you for embarking on this visit, which is first of its kind. It is our hope that it will enable you to appreciate the true situation of the things in the region. Your visit, sir, also brings renewed hope and optimism and commitment and sincerity on the part of the government to peaceful resolution of the lingering Niger Delta question. Today, the people of Bayelsa State, indeed the Joy Nation, are here to interact with you in brotherly love. We hope that our optimism and expectations will not be dashed, that the federal government would match the pleasing pronouncement with action by taking the necessary steps to fast-track the execution of the needed critical projects and institutions in the region. Acting President, sir, in very simple words, what the Niger Delta region and the Joy people in particular demand is massive infrastructural development and the establishment of industrial clusters to create gainful employment for our youths and women so as to check the prevailing socioeconomic problems of poverty, unemployment, and underdevelopment. The significant point to note in all this is that the people of the Niger Delta desire and deserve to become major beneficiaries of the resources nature have richly endowed their land. We believe that change is essential as well as inevitable, and we want change towards a healthier, more prosperous, a fair and just Nigeria. Acting President, sir, we wish to thank you immensely again for this visit and to particularly assure you of the commitment of the Joy ethnic nationality to the peace, unity, and prosperity of the nation. May the Almighty God continuously grant you the favor of His wisdom, strength, good health, and protection in all your endeavors. God bless you. Long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Long live the Niger Delta. Long live the Joy ethnic nationality.
Shall we please once again put hands together for our MC President, and of course with the full support of members of the executive. At this point, please, we are aware that quite a number of us wish to make presentations, but because of time, you are directed to whatever position you have written, you can present copies to us. The acting president would like to be going back with all the copies of your petitions and presentations. And please, if you have addresses, I want to appeal to you, let us abridge them. You can summarize them and present copies of your addresses, which of course the acting president will be going with, so that we can all adhere strictly to the 3 minutes slot given to us. At this point, may I, by your kind permission, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, invite to talk to us for 3 minutes to make his own presentation, the president of the Joy Youth Council. I'm talking about Comrade Engineer Obenz Eradri. Shall we please put hands together for him as he steps on stage to make his presentation?
Is that clear? Asawama. Your Excellency, the Acting President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, you are welcome to Ijoland, sir. Your Excellency, the Governor of Bayelsa State, all protocols duly observed. I want to, on behalf of the Ijo Nation, thank Your Excellency, the Acting President, for bringing peace to Bayelsa. You are indeed the first APC leader that will bring together the two political leaders of Ijoland. Former President, Governor of Bayelsa State and the sitting Executive Governor sitting together. Thank you, sir. You have really brought peace to our state. Here seated, you have Ijo people cut across political divides, APC, PDP, they are sitting together. We thank you because our state really needs to be healed politically. And you are welcome. Thank you for bringing peace. Your Excellency, Bayelsa State is economically blessed. It's just that Nigeria keeps ignoring the potentials of our state. Brass in Bayelsa State. You already have an export terminal in Brass, the LNG project that should have been in Brass. But today, we have the Brass fertilizer project. The reason why I will be talking on these areas is that your visit, you are building confidence, and we intend to create jobs for young people. We intend to create the economy for this country and for Bayelsa. And also we need security. And so whatever I will be saying today will be geared towards job creation, security, and ultimately economy for Nigeria. Brass Island, sir, we need a road to Brass. As acting president, now, Mr. President, sir, you hold, if this acting, just do something for us so that that road will get to Brass. Now, the advantage of the road to Brass, Your Excellency, I will explain to you. If you take a road to Brass, you will reduce the response to security in terms of pipeline vandalization. But once you get a call, the security can get there. If you take a road to Brass, it will be easier. You see the congestion in Lagos, all those tank farms, a lot of them will come to Brass. And so the road will evacuate the product to other parts of Nigeria. It is costing this country so much money in trying to use vessels to ship these things. Just put all of that money, you will get the road to Brass. Your Excellency, I want to ask a simple question to the people. Brass has an airfield that is abandoned. What is the Air Force doing in Yenegua? Why are you not in Brass? So the Air Force moves to Brass. Recently, this country was talking about a security network with West African countries where Nigeria was to spend hundreds of millions of dollars. What have we done to secure the place before even going to look for others to contribute money? If you move the Air Force to Brass, the response time, before you know it, they'll be flying around the coast of Guinea. So, you build the road, security, things will be better for us, and the economy will also boost for the people. The Brass fertilizer has several components that will create over 20,000 jobs for young people. The same way the federal government supported Dangote refineries with the CBN support and the Quantum project in Akwa Ibom, please, sir, use your good office to ensure that CBN support the Brass fertilizer project. Because as I speak to you, the investors have already put money down. They have signed a deal of about $6 billion to offtake the gas. And so, all government needs, do your bit, and you'll be surprised the way the road and everything will be done. Jobs will be created. Please look at it. Agge is on the western flank of Bayelsa. The deepest seaport in Nigeria is located at Agge. Your Excellency, what is the Navy doing in Yenegua? They should be in Agge. All we need to do is to build the road to Agge. So that when you keep the Navy there and the Air Force in brass, it is easier to police the Gulf of Guinea. So you won't have to spend all the billions of dollars that the country is planning to spend with other countries. So build the road to Agui, you'll be surprised things will be good for this country. Your Excellency, this country cries about power. Bahrain has 253 megawatts facility there. It just needs political will to do the needful, and this country will have power. The beauty in this and the painful part, Your Excellency, is that the brass fertilizer is sitting on top of gas. But the Dangote refinery, they will pipe gas to that place. The Bahrain power plant is sitting on top of the gas, but they are looking for power everywhere that there is no gas. And so I think that it is time for Nigeria to begin to move our senses. Your Excellency, sir, all these things, the monies are there, so nothing about recession. They have the money. It's there. Go and dig into it. You'll be surprised. There is a pipe mill project in Bahrain that they will be milling pipes. That will create over 10,000 jobs for young people. The money is in the Nigerian Content Board. Your Excellency, the Petroleum Minister is here. Ask them. They will be able to push that project. Then there will be jobs for our people. I'm coming up. Our governor, maybe the governor forgot something, sir. Bayelsa State and the federal government partnered to build an airport. What I said the governor forgot was that you should have landed in Bayelsa. There is a wrong way in Bayelsa. Governor, they play that politics now. You should have landed in Yenegua. The runway is complete, but federal government has refused to do their part of building the tarmac. Those things will create jobs for our people. And the beauty, Your Excellency, is that the other part of the contract is the same one that they have built in Port Harcourt, in Lagos, in Abuja. The same contract was signed. So we are surprised why our own, the Chinese, are not yet building it. So, Your Excellency, if you instruct them, you will be surprised the way you will create jobs to engage these boys that are causing problems. The Minister for Petroleum, sir, Etewe in Bayelsa has Federal Polytechnic for oil and gas. Nothing is happening there. After the federal government had invested billions, go and see the equipment, the facilities that are. We just need to support the government and do the road to Etewe so that the Polytechnic can build the manpower necessary for the oil and gas sector. Your Excellency, Peremabri rice farm. Yes, the country is talking about agriculture. That rice farm will engage a lot of our people if looked into, sir. We want to appeal to our acting president, sir, that NDtv is owed over 1.8 trillion naira. All we are asking, sir, is that federal government should follow the NDtv law. The law that they put together, just follow it. And you will see that the NDtv will be funded to be able to meet its desired goals. The East-West Road, we need you to use your power, sir. The Minister for Niger Delta is here so that they can do the needful for that road to move on. One major issue I will raise here today is the bush refineries, sir. The illegal refineries, they call it. That sector creates a lot of jobs. And just yesterday I was seeing on TV that they saw over 1 million barrels of refined products. Your Excellency, I'm willing to bet with you that sometimes the diesel you use in the villa comes from our bush. I will bet with you. You will know
Your Excellency, they will come and buy 90 naira in our bush, take it to Lagos, join it with the one they import, and sell it to government at 250 naira and allow it up. So our people have capacity. Look at the Chinese channel. They show you how from crude method they have developed their technology to where it is. Let us encourage our people. And Your Excellency, you are a man of justice. The solid minerals minister said that they were going to put northern illegal miners into cooperatives. I wrote a letter to him that he needs to also put our illegal miners into cooperatives. And once you do that, Your Excellency, you will save the environment, because it is the soldiers that are destroying the environment. It's not our people. Every of that oil that the soldiers pour on the land, our boys want to sell it and make money. Nobody will destroy the environment. So if you coordinate it, set a committee, you will save the environment, you will create jobs for the young people, and you will create a lot of money for the Nigerian economy. Right now we are losing in job creation. The crime is going up. They are destroying the environment, and you see this back and forth with the soldiers. Your Excellency, sir, I also finish. Not to, anytime from now, the petroleum minister is here, marginal fields, they will start allocating them. Our people need to be part of this marginal field. Now we get out. 40 oil lifting licenses were awarded. Our people were not part of it. I'll soon round up. My sister, don't be angry. I'll soon round up. We are looking for solutions.
Or then, please, can you round up, please?
Yes, I'll round up. I'll soon round up. Marginal fields, the oil side don't reach you. Our people need to be carried along. A lot of our people are arrested, sir. Even after we oppose her, you have taken this peace process to a very high level, but they are still thwarting it. The military are arresting a lot of people. Somebody will just point you that you are this, they will arrest you. So please, sir, release our people that have been arrested. The list will be put together, and we will forward it to you, sir. Well, because everybody have complained, make I just stop and there so that...
Thank you, please. Shall we put hands together for him? Thank you very much. A round of applause for our IYC president for that wonderful presentation. Yeah, thank you, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I know we have so much to say, but formal presentations can be done later. The written form can be handed over to us. The acting president will be leaving with all those written presentations. So please, the one we present here should be minimized to exactly 3 minutes. He will be reading the written one, please. I would like to, in that wise, invite the chairman of the State Elders Forum, that's the Bayelsa State Elders Forum, Chief Francis Dokola, MFR. Please put your hands together for him as he comes.
Let's please put hands together for our elder statesman, Francis Dokola. Round of applause for him, please.
Your Excellency, the acting president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, our own governor, Honorable Seraki Dixon, federal ministers, please permit me to adopt the existing protocol. I'm going to be brief because much of what I would have said have been said. First, let me say that the Bayelsa Elders Council adopts the 16-point demand of PANDEF because we are part of them. Having said that, I'd like to remind this country once again that Bayelsa State is the mother of oil. When I say the mother of oil, is that oil was found in Bayelsa State before any other part of the Niger Delta. Now this oil became such that every Nigerian benefited from it. It provided quick money, and every other economic resource of this country was abandoned because of our oil. We have been so exploited that we have become anemic. Bayelsa State has become anemic. We are wobbling, we are about to die because the rest of the country have sucked us dry. We need restoration. We need infusion. We need infusion by way of roads and bridges. We need infusion by way of employment to our youths. We need infusion by way of giving us 13% in everything. 13% in employment in every oil institution in this country. Any institution that we have majority contribution, we should be allowed to provide a chief executive. We want 30% of all oil rights and marginal fees. If these are done, the peace-loving people of Bayelsa State will ensure that there is peace in this country forever. And we can assure this country that if Bayelsa State puts its feet down that there must be peace, peace will reign. Our governor has done a lot in ensuring that peace. The elders have supported him in ensuring that there must be peace in this state. And peace in this state means peace in Nigeria. Nigeria must know that when in Bayelsa State, the militancy was not criminal militancy. It was militancy of agitation for oppression or against oppression. And our governors then, our elders, risked their lives and went to the creeks to dialogue with these boys and brought about peace. Things that are not done by any other state. That is to say, the government of Bayelsa State and the elders were very responsible and alive to our responsibilities. Nigeria should reward us. Nigeria should reward us for all that we have been to this country. We don't want to have children that are roaming the streets or that are agitating. If we are rewarded, if more funds are given unto us, if the efforts of our governor and leaders is supported, then we'll have a better state. Finally, let me say it loud and clear that those who say that the 13% has been mismanaged have never known the neither do they know the Niger Delta now. I said the whole of Bayelsa State is seated on water. Yenagua is seated on water. Every local government headquarters is seated on water. The helipad where the acting president dropped was some field so that he can land there. Before we do anything, it must be land creation. All roads must have 10, 4, 5, 6 bridges. Yenagua today was not Yenagua some 20 years back. So the 13% is being well used to develop the Niger Delta and Bayelsa State especially. Let nobody be deceived that, oh, they are not using it well, so they should give us an account. Nobody is giving you any account. The account is on the ground. Ladies and gentlemen, I will not talk for long, as I said. Once again, I thank you very much, Mr. Acting President. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. Shall we please put hands together for Elder Francis Dokbola, who has spoken on behalf of the Bayelsa Elders Forum. Next, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to bring on stage representative of the host communities. And to speak on their behalf is Chief Dr. Nabena. Let's please put hands together. Chief Dr. Bob Nabena. He will be supported by Bishop Okorotie, N.I.J. Edibamo Awala, and Mrs. Elizabeth again. Let's encourage them. Please put hands together for them as they come on stage. 3 minutes, please. Oscom! Oscom! Host community! Oil and gas! Your Excellency, sir, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Acting President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Osinbajo. Your Excellency, the Honorable Governor of Bayelsa State, the Right Reverend, the Right Honorable Seraki Dixon. I want to stay on existing protocol. I thank God for what our elders, our amiable INC president, and everybody have said. What I come here to do, because we are host communities, we are on the ground, we are by the facilities. The first hazards of everything, we are the one that bears it. Because of that, there are certain things that we have to make known to you. For example, the illegal oil refineries that you see in the pits, the funding of most of that comes from outside. And the revenue that goes, it goes outside too. That's a fact. Just to let you know that, because if you say you are doing illegal refinery, that means money is coming and the money is taking care of us on the grassroots. But it's not. Rather than that, it's degrading our environment. So as a result, host communities is not, we just don't have to be host communities for facilities alone. There are flow stations that are sited, manifolds, and tank farms. All these facilities suppose demand. The workers that work in these places, the expatriates and so on, they put them in Port Harcourt and other places. It is possible because the federal government have majority shares of this company. We can bring 3 flow stations together and have a general manager there, and have housing estates there, and have things that will attract the banks and other trade through to come and begin to do things in our host community that we can be able to buy and we'll be able to work. In our host community, there is no market economy. People go out to the cities or they sneak to the neighboring states. The impact of 13%, we thank God. So a lot is being done on capital projects and everything. We are asking from His Excellency that part of this be used and put into the host communities, because charity begins from home. If from the bottom, people are not developed, they will sneak out, they will become armed robbers, they will become militants, they will become anything. Therefore, we still are insisting that this, our state, just like what they do in Delta State, where they have a desopadec, we need a basopadec in Bayelsa State. If it's not been done before, we need it now more than ever. Because I have gone to the creeks. I see some of the youth. I said, why are you doing what you are doing? He said, it's because this is our basopadec. So please, let's have basopadec. Now, the passage of the PIB, it is inside that PIB. There's a section, apart from the fact that the thing is good, but for us, the type that says 10% equity and of profit from the equity will be plowed back into
where these things are being produced. So if that is the case, you imagine 10% of that in dollars coming back to our communities, it will help to stimulate our economy. Then we do have the gas flare. In fact, we have said that the gas flare should be stopped immediately. Because as I'm talking to you now, we have on records that over 2.2 trillion naira has been collected from the federal government, by the federal government, from the oil companies for violating this gas flare that is continually causing so much health hazard to us. And this gas flare is really something that has to be solved. With so much money, 2.2 trillion, none of that money has actually plowed back to any of the host communities or to the states. Rather, it was kept in central bank and sometimes divided into 37 places. And we cannot have the fee. Right now, our people are having diabetics. They're having all sorts of diseases. So we want that to be done. So with the gas that we have made overtures to the federal government since 2009. I've been leading that very organization crusade, and we went and eventually last year the present administration under President Buhari agreed that yes, this money will be given to us, and up until now that money has not been released. So we want our acting president, sir, that please let us go back to that and let that money be used to help our state, our host communities, because part of the 2.2 trillion money is not just only money. So please, and also we in those communities, we want to be invited. If we were not invited now, you will not hear some of these facts. We have more facts to give to you about what is happening in the host communities. Please, I will hand over this paper, and I want the opportunity to go into more forums that are going on, so that we can now tell you what we find. I have been in the industry for 30 years, and I know exactly what I'm talking about. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Next, we'll be taking a presentation from Trumpcom, Traditional Rulers of Oil Mineral Producing Communities of Nigeria. And their chairman will be making the presentation, His Royal Highness King Frank N. Okurakpo, PhD, JP. Please put your hands together for him as he makes his way here.
Please, once again, we'd like to appeal, summarize your paper and present it. The acting president will take your paper down to Abuja, take his time to read, study, and make appropriate responses. Please summarize your papers. Thank you.
Your Excellency, the acting president, the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Osibanjo, SAM, Your Excellency, the Governor of Bayelsa State, Honorable Siraki Dixon, at this point, you permit me to stand on the existing protocol just to make for time. It is with delight and honor I join everyone to welcome Your Excellency and as well extend the gratitude of all traditional rulers of oil mineral producing communities of Nigeria, Trumpcom, in Bayelsa State, to your undertaking of this critical assignment to build confidence and peace in the Niger Delta, the goose that lays the golden egg. Your Excellency, Trumpcom commend your well-intended and deliberate initiative aimed at feeding, clothing, and sheltering this goose in order to end her decade of suffering and neglect. We are all aware of the catalog of age-long problems in the Niger Delta, occasioned largely by oil exploration activities which range from pollution, environmental degradation, health hazard, insecurity along our waterways, kidnappings, abject poverty, and unemployment, to mention but a few. Your Excellency, Trumcon strongly believes that opening up oil and gas to produce better opportunities for indigenous partnership will help in some of the challenges confronting us today. In the Niger Delta, we therefore urge the federal government to ensure speedy passage of the Petroleum Industry Bill, PIB, and in addition, make adequate room for easy licensing of and establishment of modular refineries and LNG plants. In the same vein, Your Excellency, the development of gas processing plants to produce LPG and other products capable of feeding the industries and electricity for the national grid to be given needed attention. The federal government should collaborate with the states and traditional rulers to establish an amphibious security outfit that will engage most of the able-bodied youth in the Niger Delta, that will collate intelligence and complement the operations of the Nigerian Navy, the JTF, NIMASA in the Niger Delta, after 2 to 3 years of operation, if successful, should be named Nigerian Coast Guard. Most of our youth in the Niger Delta will be fully engaged. As royal fathers, we realize that the much advocated change should start from us. It is our humble that government at all levels should encourage traditional rulers to establish vigilante groups to work closely with government security agencies in the region and protect oil installations. Trumcon should be empowered to set up oil and gas committees to check clashes of rival interest groups in their various domains. We also believe that if Federal Ministry of Transport and NIWA, National Inland Waterways Authority, are directed to produce and operate ferry passenger boats around the creeks, the coastline, and our rivers in the Niger Delta region, it will also stimulate job creation and make our waterways safe. It will be self-deceit, Your Excellency, if Trumcon fails at this juncture to lend his voice in calling for a total cleanup and remediation of our environment to protect the future generation. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we pledge our continued support to peace and development of the Niger Delta region and Nigeria by extension, and wish to once again say Trumcon is open and available for consultation. Let me end up by calling on fellow traditional rulers to always uphold the sanctity of the revered institution and strengthen healthy relationships for the socio-economic well-being of our people. Thank you very much, and God bless you, Excellency.
Shall we please put hands together for His Royal Highness Frank Okorapo, who has spoken on behalf of Trumcon. Well, here in the Niger Delta, we are gender sensitive. As you can see, the women are here in their numbers, and they have taken time to articulate their thoughts and position. It is my pleasure, therefore, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, to invite to speak on behalf of the women, Mrs. Disse Ogbese Ehiesere. Let's please put hands together for her. She's also the Bayelsa State President of the Federation of International Female Lawyers, that's FIDA.
Let's put hands together, please, as she walks up stage with representatives of some women groups. Please encourage them, encourage them. They have always said it time and again that what the men can do, they can do better. So let's see what the women has for us on this occasion. You're welcome.
Your Excellency, the Acting President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, permit me to stand on the already existing protocol. Your Excellency, it is with mixed feelings that I present to you some of the plights faced by women and children of the Niger Delta region. We have the issue of oil exploration by multinationals. This has caused a lot of hardship on our women and on our children. Our women are deprived of food. Our women cannot go to the farmlands to farm. Our children are hungry. Our children are sick. We don't even have water for some of our children to drink because of this issue of oil exploration. Now, what is the solution? It is my submission, Your Excellency, that modular refineries be established in some of these oil-bearing communities. It is our desire that if this is done, there will be employment for our men, for our women, and our children will be very happy. Your Excellency, sir, we have the issue of rape, defilement, incest, and so many other issues, and kidnapping, adoption in the Niger Delta region. We are all aware of the Eseruru saga, how Eseruru was abducted from the state. We need protection for the girl child. We need protection for our women. We need the issue of rape. We need good homes to be provided, safe places that our children can stay when they are raped and even defiled by their fathers. We need such homes to be provided in the Niger Delta region. We also have women, Your Excellency, that are beaten by their husbands. We call it domestic violence. These women don't have where to go to. Our women need safe homes where they can stay for a period before the issue
can we be quiet? Can we be quiet, please? Their time is not up.
Where some of these
Please,
issues,
can we be quiet and allow them to make their presentation, please?
like I just said, our women need protective homes where they have issues of domestic violence. These homes are not in existence in the Niger Delta region. We urge Your Excellency, sir, that such homes should be provided. Finally, because we don't have time on our side, we also have the issue of gender equality. We want more women from the Niger Delta region to participate in the electoral process. Our women need to be recognized. We have very intelligent women from the Niger Delta region, women that are ready to serve. We urge Your Excellency, sir, that more women from the Niger Delta region be given opportunity to serve at the federal level. Thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to speak. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Dise Ogbise Ehisere. Next, we'll be taking a presentation from ERA, Environmental Rights Action, and their coordinator, Comrade Maurice Alagwa, will be doing that. I can see he has a written presentation, so sir, we want you to just make a summary of it and then present it to us, please. 3 minutes.
Your Excellency, sir, the Acting President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Executive Governor of Bayelsa State, please permit me to sail on the existing protocols. Bayelsa State, as we all know, is most deltaic and has more river than River State. And it cuts across the longest coastline of the Atlantic Ocean. Now we have desertification in the north. Here in Bayelsa State, we are suffering what we call oceanification, according to Nengi. Oceanification from Odioma Brass, Okpama, Sangana, up to Kolama and the rest of the coastline. The ocean is eating up our community. Now, if you go to Brass, you will see that the community has been eaten up. Sangana, the same thing. And this is beyond what the state can shoulder, not even the local government. So we want the federal government to give attention the way it is giving to the certification in the north and gully erosion. We want this to be given attention, please. In 2014, the executive director or director general of NOSDRA, Dr. Peter Idabo, mentioned that Bayelsa State is the most polluted on planet Earth. As a matter of fact, the spills are continuing till now. Every day there is a fresh spill in Bayelsa State. And as a matter of fact, the causes of spill are one they call third-party interference, sabotage. And this sabotage is not just by the community people. Oil companies, staffs, and contractors sponsor some of these so that they will benefit. They will come back to get the contract of cleanup. So we have first party and second party spill occasioned by the owners of the facility. You are aware of the Bonga spill, the Chevron gas explosion, you are aware of the Brass terminal spill. All these are equipment failure incidents. And in most cases, the oil companies don't pay. They prefer to meet the poor community people in court. The Chevron gas explosion till today, we have over 60 cases in Nigerian courts and one ongoing in San Francisco, United States of America. So we are having good laws in Nigeria, but unfortunately, the oil companies have the sand and then they intimidate our people even without cleaning up the environment. We pray that the Ogoni cleanup starts up immediately so that it will extend to other Niger Delta communities like Bayelsa State. I want to support the call for the establishment of Batopadec and also the establishment of modular refineries. This is because of the multiplier effect it will have on the local economy and in the production of the product all year round. It will lead to less crime in the creeks and also give employment to our youth. I want to also join my voice to the call for end of gas flaring. Gas flaring is a double-edged sword, an economic waste and also poisoning us at the same time. We have communities that are suffering seriously polluted environment, farmlands gone, and we have lost fecundity in our environment. Our women can no longer kill fish or farm. So we want the federal government to strengthen the laws, deal with those who are causing this sabotage, whether they are from the oil companies or they are from the communities, and also do justice to us. I have two documents here. They are the same. One I want to give to the state governor, and then the other to the acting president. It contains most of our reports that are due to equipment failure, as reported by the Environmental Rights Action.
Thank you very much. I will please put hands together for Mr. Lagua for that wonderful presentation. Of course, we are told that the youths are the leaders of tomorrow. And here in Bayelsa, the younger generation of people are doing a lot to impact positively on society and looking ready to take over leadership positions. It's on that note, I'd like to now invite the young professionals to also step forward and make a presentation. Actually, Moses Siloko Siasia was billed to make the presentation, but we are told he missed his flight from Lagos. So standing in for him to make the presentation on behalf of the Bayelsa young professionals is an agricultural economist and agricultural entrepreneur, Zia Ayibakoro. Shall we please put hands together for him as he steps forward to make his presentation? He will be accompanied by Solomon King, another young and upcoming professional as well. Let's encourage them as they come up stage to make their presentation. The young professionals of Bayelsa State. You have 3 minutes to make your presentation. Thank you.
Vice President. Yes.
listen, allow me to land. The acting president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the governor of Bayelsa State, I salute you, sir. I stand on existing protocol. Let me say this. His Excellency, sir, if I search your heart, you came to Niger Delta to find a cure to the social menace that we've been saddled with as a people. You came to interact with us as a people to know solutions on how we could get the region to be productive. You came to interact with us to get things that you can go back with to profess a solution for the Niger Delta. Am I right, sir? That's what you came to do. And I came here to tell every one of us as Bayelsans that we believe in the future of Niger Delta. We believe in Bayelsa. And we're going to give you some basic things to go back with that will help set a roadmap for the industrialization of this region. Let me say this. Bayelsa State has the potential. Bayelsa State has what it takes to industrialize and feed this nation. If you stand at Kolama, where I'm from in southern Niger, you will see the Gulf of Guinea at night. It tells you the huge tourism potential that we have in this region. But what bothers me the most is that all of these things remains in the potential realm. Nothing is being realistic today that we can lay our hands upon. It pains my heart when they ascribe us as we are militants, for instance. Let me say this without reservation, His Excellency, sir. One of the things you will help us do in Niger Delta is to correct that notion that we are militants. We are productive people. I'm a farmer. Come to my farm. I raise onions. I raise tomatoes. I raise watermelon. Less than 10% of Bayelsa youths are engaged in what you call amnesty militancy, as the case may be. The rest 90% of us don't have the supporting, the support from the government, a structural support to help us become productive. So we fight to do everything. For us to get access to funding is a difficult thing. For us to, I pay people's salary every month. I'm a productive Bayelsan. And I'm telling you, I'm the least in Niger Delta. There are more people in the creeks that will have done better, but they cannot do it because the opportunity is not there. We've been branded who we are not, and it's paining some of us. And in this place, you're saying, His Excellency, sir, when you go back, help us create institutions that will help young people to strive, to give back to society. We want to give back to society. And let me say this to Bayelsans. Bayelsa is not gimme, 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 gimme. We don't depend on everything from above. We have capacities. We are productive. We are doing meaningful things. So against the nation that everything we need in Bayelsa is that government must give us from above, federal government must do everything. As wonderful as that, let me tell Bayelsans, we have what it takes to do what we need in this town. I said it to the governor the other day. Bayelsa Niger Delta is our collective project. We must make it work as a people. I round up to say this. What we need in Niger Delta is deliberate government institution designed to support productivity. We have institutions that are designed to support unproductive activities. That is why we complain a lot. If some people go out on the streets and say they've not been paid allowance, the federal government will make out money to pay them. But when we need money that will employ people, nobody listens to us. I represent a new era. Some of us represent a productive Bayelsa. And we believe that Niger Delta generally has what it takes to ensure that we can grow and do something better. Thank you very much for your time, sir.
Thank you very much. And now we're moving to the next presentation, and this one is coming from the leaders of the ex-agitators. To speak on their behalf is General Africanus Okarasia. He will also be speaking for just 3 minutes.
is accompanied by General Pastor Ruben.
Your Excellency, the acting president of our great country, Your Excellency, the Governor of Bayelsa State, I don't have much to talk because my brother, the president of our Youth Council, Eradri, are speaking our mind. But I simply add two more things to add to what he said. One, the Niger Delta problem right now can be solved with the stipends payment. The stipends payment in the sense that that stipends goes round to all the youths in the region. And the 1-hour production we have in this country is equivalent to the whole budget we have in the amnesty program. That is very, very painful because we are the people feeding the country. I will also advise our NDtv and the Ministry of Niger Delta. These ministries were created because we agitated and fight for the freedom of our people. So, my advice goes like this, that the NDtv should have a good rapport and relationship with the ex-agitators. Because anybody you know that is causing problem in the trees, we have the capacity to calm that person. So also the Ministry of Niger Delta, we are advising that you should show that love and cooperation with the youth of the region. We are going to work in hand with all these, our ministries that they have created to develop our place if they want the cooperation. Thank you and God bless you all.
Thank you very much, Africa Okwasiwa. Next, I'd like to invite to talk to us a man who is a smooth talker, a thoroughbred professional, and of course, very eloquent in his presentations as well. He smiles most of the times, and I'm talking about no other person than the Honorable Minister of Petroleum Resources. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, shall we put out together for Dr. Ibe Kachiku as he steps forward to address us. Let's put down together for him, please.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, the Acting President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Osibanjo. Your Excellency, the Governor of Bayelsa State, Honorable Seriki Dixon, and of course, Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor. Your Excellency, the Chairman of the State Council of Chiefs and the Co-Chairman of PANDEF, His Royal Majesty GSSP. Permit me to stand on other existing protocols, except to recognize additionally my colleagues who are here, the Minister for Niger Delta, your own son, the Minister of State for Agriculture, Lokobri, and very particularly the former governor of the state, Chief Timmy Silva, and of course, additionally, one of your very able and noble sons who has been instrumental in a lot of the advice that I get in what I do, Chief Timmy Alaibe, who is also here. I would then, of course, not forget my legislators, the senators and House of Rep members who are here, otherwise I get summoned. I'm not going to say much, other than to say that when the big masquerade is in town, the small masquerades have to go hiding. So I'm not going to spend the time. I'll let His Excellency the Vice President present the position of the Executive Council on issues here. But let me just say 3 simple things. First, I want to thank you most sincerely for the turnout. This is very proud gathering, given the very short notice that we gave to His Excellency to put this together. So please, a round of applause for all of you yourselves. It is important that these gatherings are both impressive and expressive. Otherwise, my ability to keep pulling His Excellency, the acting president, to go on this tour will get limited by the day. I would imagine that if he came here and saw a few people, he'll look at me and say, what did you put together? So I'm particularly happy that you're turning out en masse and being expressive of the things that you believe in. Niger Delta is a very critical environment, and nobody speaks to that more than the Minister for Niger Delta, and I'll let him say that. But as it pertains to oil, let me just give you a few statistics. Over the last 5 to 6 years, the average loss of income that we've had because of vandalism is in excess of $80 billion a year. In excess of $80 billion a year. Last year alone, the number of interventions and critical pipeline disruptions was over 3,000. It's been the highest that we've had in the history of this country. The number of barrels that are missing from production is in excess of 600,000 barrels. Despite all the efforts made today, we're still about 400 to 500,000 barrels below production. So it is so critical that we find the peace, that we find solutions, and I'm listening very intently to a lot of suggestions that have been made today in terms of things that the Petroleum Ministry must be concerned with. I've heard you talk about issues of the bush refiners. I've heard you talk about issues of the environment. I've heard you talk about the MOU signed by oil companies and how they need to conform to the terms of those MOUs or make them better. I've heard you talk of modular refineries. I can say very categorically that a lot of the thought processes that you brought out today are going to be used. As a matter of fact, by next week, the Petroleum Ministry will be coming up. We are launching about 20 action points that will enable us to address critical issues in the oil industry that should help the removal of militancy. But one thing I must say, which is my final point before I take my seat. At the end of the day, Niger Deltans must begin to be able to create solutions for themselves. There is so much talk about we need this, we need that, and all well and good. But the reality still is, and as hard as those facts are, that if you look at the resources that have even come into the Niger Delta over the last decade, over $40 billion, nobody can account for where they are. So first, there has to be an introspective look at how money is meant for this area is spent. And there's a need for self-generative ideas that will enable us to take solutions forward. We obviously by any means are entitled to ask for what we are entitled to, but we first have got to clean up the mess that is imbued in the system in terms of how resources are spent. I urge all of you, as a takeaway from here today, to spend time on a one-on-one basis and say, what value can I add to the solutions of the Niger Delta, both in terms of the violence, militancy, but more important, in terms of ideas generation to enable jobs to be created, environment be cleaned up, and obviously investment be heightened. I thank all of you for all the wonderful support you've given to very many projects that we've come up with over the last 1.5 years. And we're going to continue to rely on you, very many organizations, the FANDEF, the Team X, some of whom are here, quite a lot of people who have contributed immensely. I thank you, and God bless you.
Shall we please put our hands together once again for the Honorable Minister of State, Petroleum Resources. I would like to at this point invite the minister that is in charge of this region, that's the Niger Delta region, Honorable Osani Uguru Osani, the Honorable Minister for Niger Delta Affairs. Please put your hands together for him as he comes to make his remarks.
Your Excellency, the Acting President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Executive Governor, Bayelsa State and Deputy, my colleagues, Your Majesties, respected audience. It's my delight to express to you that as a person and at the corporate level, we share in the pain of every indigenous of the Niger Delta region. Because we know the challenges accruing from exploitation of our resources are quite daunting over a long period. And the attempt by government to address this is why the acting president himself is personally involved in what is going on now. I would ask that we have some respite by just leaving a while for this intervention to see how far it can be taken. The issues of development span across different segments of spatial human interaction. And this is the reason you find that the different agencies of government that have business in the region have their specified roles. And sometimes from the perspective of the audience or the public, these roles are misconstrued and ascribed wrongly to the different agencies. For some time now, these agencies of the administration have been interfacing in order to bring about clear definitions of activities, to avoid conflict of function, and also to stem down duplication of activities and project execution. It's important for us to know that while the Ministry of Petroleum Resources is concerned with the management of all that has to do with oil and pipeline infrastructure and associated accessories, the amnesty program is concerned about, well, I've been advised by one of the speakers that we are non-militants. And I like that, so that this image stops haunting us. But since some others have accepted that they are agitators, I will say that the amnesty program is after the agitators. While the Ministry of Niger Delta Affairs, in sum, is expected to coordinate development for the region, with the NDDC standing as the operational base on this mandate. Speaking within the limits of the mandate that the ministry has, I'd like to bring to understanding certain salient issues. That we have created a platform. On this platform, we are having a wholesome interactive forum, not just interactive, but where we resolve and tend to define our roles on any project coming to the region. In this bid, we have got to involve the international oil companies, the Ministry of Petroleum Resources, the amnesty program, the NDDC, and so on. What we are trying to do is to be sure that no organization or no MDA stands alone to design its programs and execute as such. Because we have found reason to say that some of the leakages we find are on account of these individual programs, where 2-3 agencies may be targeting one project, and at the end, only one applies itself to it, while the others eventually spend money without accomplishing anything. It's important for us also to know that as As a ministry, we have observed over the period by the audit we carried out, the technical audit on project execution in the Niger Delta, that only 12% completion rate of projects has been achieved since the inception of the ministry, with the application of resources amounting to over 420-something billion naira. This we want to correct, and this is the reason we have created this platform. I want to tell you some other intervention efforts we are carrying out. Recently, we got to understand that there is a program from which other West African countries have been benefiting without Nigeria, the West Africa Coastal Area Development Program. And we had to apply to them, to the World Bank, through the Ministry of Finance. They have made one visit to the country, and this is basically for the Niger Delta region to develop infrastructure. By the next week, they are coming again for the second visit, so that we will begin now to carry out what budgeting on our priority projects can be. And of course, on my mind, I think what is foremost is the coastal protection, because we are conscious of the impact or the effect, negative effects of enormous erosion washing away houses and threatening communities. We also have collaboration with the European Union. So far, the first phase of the intervention in water and sanitation has given us some results. We are made to understand by some of these agencies that they have had difficulties relating with government agencies. But for now, somehow they tend to express some joy with us because we are involving them and involving the governors as well to plan along with us. Recently, 4 of the 5 governors where this project is being carried out were able to pay up their counterpart funding just by phone call, over 350 million naira. And that has given us the good will before them to say they are going to extend the program into phase 2 and include nutrition, health, education, and other sectors. So all that had been failing because, according to them, they never had access to really have the freedom to interact with government agencies. We have another collaboration with a group called St. George's. St. George's is a group that is operating in about 5 European countries. We had to verify this from the German embassy in Nigeria, and their ambassador confirmed to us it is genuine. We have sent some people to those countries, they have inspected the institutions. The intention is that while they have started preliminary actions to establish industries in Nigeria, they want to take out these people to train and bring them back to work. That is going on. And currently, I've been requested to make some proposals for another group called the mentorship program to go to US and also train people and come back to work, while some will have the choice of working outside the country if they so prefer. But I know all this that government says is taken for granted because we have had betrayed hopes in the long past. And we consider it a reason for the deteriorating goodwill of government in the eyes of our people. But I will ask that for this moment, for this time, please, try our hope. We have the hope that we can accomplish, but try our hope. Somebody had mentioned something about the East-West Road. The East-West Road is quite crucial, and it looks like a signpost for the ministry and for the people of the Niger Delta region. I want to tell you, we have a desire to complete the East-West Road. And because of this desire, I'd like you to understand our perspectives. Roads are constructed on availability of funds. And the road, the cost of the, excuse me, I guess you came here to interact. So if you want to listen and hear, you will have better understanding. I'm mentioning it because somebody mentioned it, and it's better for you to be educated. The reason the East-West Road is at the stage it is The reason we are where we are on that project. Okay, thank you. Since you say don't do, let me leave it. Well, gentlemen, please, I will just urge you to give me a minute. It is one of you that raised it, and I want you to understand that government is sourcing funds from the China Africa Infrastructure Development Facility, and the negotiation has gone quite high. As soon as we get the money, it will continue. But so far, the best we have is within the limitation of our budgetary provisions. I want to thank you.
Thank you very much. This is Bayelsa State, the glory of our lands. And we have a minister in the federal cabinet. He is the Minister of State for Agriculture. It is on that note, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite Senator Heineken Lekobu to also step forward and talk to his people. Let's put our hands together for him.
Your Excellency, the Acting President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Your Excellency, the Governor of Bayelsa, for want of time, permit me to stand on the existing protocol. Let me express my gratitude to the very good people of Bayelsa for turning out in their numbers, to be part of this dialogue with the Acting President. And I am part of the Acting President's entourage. And so whatever I have to say is only small addition to what is contained in the Acting President's address. But as your son and as, a former fisherman, and as Minister of State for Agriculture, I have come to realize that your land and water resources are more important and more valuable to the oil resources. While I was sitting, I was just calculating. I say, as Minister of State for Agriculture, I know that a barrel of oil may cost maybe about $50 per barrel. So maybe $500 barrels of oil maybe will be about $30,000. But my brothers and sisters, it will interest you to note that 500 metric tons of fish will cost nothing less than $2 million. The difference in your land and water resources and petroleum resources can't even be compared at all. But anytime pipelines are vandalized, damage is caused to the water, damage is caused to our land resources. And somebody gave me a literature to read recently that was prepared by colonial masters. And I came to realize that the Niger Delta wasn't known for oil. It was known for its agricultural potentials. And so I want to use this opportunity to appeal that the deficit in fish alone in this country is over 2.5 million metric tons. And that is costing us over between $600 to $800 million. That is what is used by people to import fish into this country. But I do know that if our water resources are preserved and we exploit them effectively, we can take a good chunk of that money. And so I just want to appeal to you that the Federal Minister of Agriculture is willing to provide support, technical support, to anybody who is interested in fisheries. And because of the potentials that exist, I want to use the opportunity to appeal to all of you to take advantage of the comparative advantage we have as a state in terms of fisheries and aquaculture. And because of the difference between oil, and I just give you a simple analogy, 500 barrels of oil may give you maybe about $30,000. 500 metric tons of fish will give you over $2 million. And the difference is 7 up. Thank you, and may God bless you.
Thank you very much. That's the Minister of State for Agriculture, Senator Heineken Mokobri. At this point in time, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite a man who has been promoting the unity of the zones of the Ijaw people in the Niger Delta. A man who believes that Bayelsa State is the cradle of the Ijaw people, the Jerusalem of the Ijaw people. Please join me in welcoming His Excellency, Honorable Henry Senator Dixon, Governor of Bayelsa State, the former Kafir, and the countryman governor.
Thank you. Thank you. Please be seated. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Today, our boss is here. Thank you very much. Thank you. Your Excellency, the acting president of our great nation, let me recognize His Excellency, the Deputy Governor of our great state. I recognize members of the National Assembly here present. I would like to particularly recognize His Royal Majesty King A.P. Depestif, former military governor of Old River State, our leader and father who currently chairs the State Council of Traditional Rulers. I'd like to recognize General John Yeri, former military governor of Bendel State, Old Bendel State. Let me also, with pleasure, and it's very refreshing, today, on this special occasion, to acknowledge the presence of my good brother and friend, former governor, my immediate predecessor in office, Chief Timothy Silva. Let me reveal to you that 2 days ago, I made some frantic calls. I tried to find out whether he will be coming. And if I had gotten across to suggest that he should come to join me to welcome and receive and honor the Vice President. So I was very delighted. When I saw him at the heliport while waiting to receive His Excellency, the acting president. So my dear brother, since the end of our campaign, this is the first time I'm seeing him. And end of all the legal litigations and so on. And it's nice to see that he's looking very well, fresh, looking great and handsome, as he always does. So thank you. That is the spirit of the new Bayelsa we are creating.
I'd like to also recognize the presence of the ministers, the ministerial delegation. We are part of the acting president's delegation, the Minister of Petroleum Resources, the Minister of Niger Delta, and our own dear brother and my friend and colleague, even though he was Director General of the campaign against me, but our minister today, Senator Emeka Lokobri. That again is the duty of our state. And it's our minister, very special to all of us. Let me recognize the Right Honorable the Speaker of the House of Assembly, the most productive House of Assembly in the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and the best speaker in the entire Federation. The Deputy Speaker and all the members of the House of Assembly, I'd like to recognize my Lord, the Chief Judge, the bastion of stability of our judiciary in our state, and all the judges of the High Court, and particularly the President, my Lord, the President of the Customary Court of Appeal, who is also here. I'd like to recognize special advisors to the President who are here, our brother, General Buru, who is in charge of the amnesty program and doing very well as a Bayelsan. Let me recognize all traditional rulers, our fathers, the kings of this land, your royal majesties and highnesses in no particular order. I recognize the chairman of the People's Democratic Party in Bayelsa State, the victorious party in Bayelsa State. I also recognize the chairman of the APC, who is here, our brother and friend. Thank you. The MD of the NDtv, who is here, and members of the board, very senior Bayelsans who are here. There are so many that clearly I'm not in a position to acknowledge and appreciate you all, but you know yourself. A number of you on the front row, as you deserve to be. I can see Chief Alaibe here. Welcome, and nice to see you again since the end of the campaign too. The Right Honorable Sey Barugu is here. I can see Senator Amange is here. And my good brother and friend, before, and now too, the Honorable Dickon and I, and all our leaders of all persuasions, all great Bayelsans. And now, I can't end this without appreciating the wonderful and most beautiful women God ever created. The great women of Bayelsa, Anoa. Thank you. I'd like to also appreciate and acknowledge the contributions of all our active youths, great youth of Bayelsa, Anoa. Community and opinion leaders, friends of our great state, leaders of the John Nation. Alawe Bozimo, we recognize you. His Highness Sarah Igbe, I recognize you. Dr. Lambert Eradri, I can see all of you, and yet many more. Let me recognize all of you, and particularly members of the press, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the government and the good people of our great state, I'd like to welcome once again the acting president of our country, Professor Yemi Osibanjo, SAN, GCON, to Bayelsa State in the course of its ongoing consultative interactions across the states in the Niger Delta. Mr. Vice President, you are welcome to Bayelsa State. We call here the glory of all land.
But a number of people don't know that this state you are visiting today is more than a state. This is the Jerusalem of the John nation. And that's why you see leaders of our people gathered all across, from coast to coast. Mr. Acting President, in the course of our earlier interactions, some of the formal engagements and even informal interactions, we in this state have always made it clear that the solution to the ongoing resolution of issues in the Niger Delta should come out of a product of consultations and consensus building, not through war, not through military deployments. And so we are very grateful in this state that the President and Commander-in-Chief, who is the leader of our nation and head of the federal government, has seen need to institute this very high-level committee to go around. You are welcome, sir. This state is the epicenter of all the historical issues connected with the Niger Delta agitations and struggles from time immemorial till now. So, today that we are visiting Bayelsa, we are aware that we had earlier visited the neighboring states, and you will move on still to other states. But let me make this point clear, sir. Today that we are visiting Bayelsa is actually the day you are visiting the Niger Delta. So let me welcome you to the real Niger Delta. Let me welcome you to the Niger Delta. Because all the contradictions and issues, historical and contemporary, all the challenges of security, of stability, all the challenges of development, all the challenges of the environment, all of these, you see them in their naked form here in Bayelsa. So welcome to the Niger Delta. I would like to thank the leaders of Bayelsa State. Mr. President, Acting President, let me report to you that the reason this state is the most peaceful, most stable state in the Niger Delta, the reason this state is clearly adjudged by all quarters, local as well as foreign, as one of the most peaceful states in the entire Federal Republic of Nigeria is because of all these elders. Please, a round of applause for yourself. In this state, as a core component of our government strategy of development, no, zero tolerance for crime, criminality, and brigandage. In this state, we believe in synergy, and we have built collaboration. Community leaders, youth leaders that you all see here, women leaders, opinion leaders, traditional rulers, working actively with our the security officials, dedicated and selfless, committed security officials in this state. And that's why you see the prevailing peace, even though most of the challenges in the Niger Delta we are dealing with are anchored here, because this is the epicenter. So I want to give them thanks, appreciate them for the collaboration and understanding that they have continued to show from community to community, from kingdom to kingdom, from local government to local government. But moving forward, Bayelsa State needs even more robust, closer interaction and collaboration for security and law and order.
While you see this prevailing atmosphere